everyone. Welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I'm here with the Inspector who reacts. Hello, Inspector.
Hello, we are here to talk about Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm. um, Hello, Lucifer. Hello, MXC. Sorry, MXC, you snooze, you lose. You didn't watch the last episode in time. You're in for spoilers.
Yep, we're gonna be chatting a lot about stuff. Um, wait,
So going into this, so I didn't, like always, I really didn't have any expectations with this, but I didn't think it was going to be anything, I didn't think I was going to love it. I thought I'm sure
yeah,
I was going to like it or whatever, but I
uh,
love this. I didn't think I was going to love it the way I loved it.
yeah. So I saw the announcement for this show because again, it was just when they did the announcements. Like you got Loki, you got Falcon, Winter Soldier, you got WandaVision. Then there's Hawkeye, and I was just like, why?
Mm-hmm.
I honestly did not really expect. I honestly love this one over those other shows,
Me
honestly. I don't
too.
know why, but I feel like it's because I could rewatch it easily.
Same. That's exactly how I
Yeah.
feel.
Right.
I mean, I enjoyed the other ones, and there were certainly other ones, like
Oh
certain
yeah.
ones that I liked more than others. But this one was like, it had a totally different
There's
feel.
like less rewatchability, I think, for me on those. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
this one, like I could rewatch this one every year and be fine.
Yeah, this when I watch this, the one time I don't have water, this it made me feel like really good when I watched it. Like it put me in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
It
It
there were light moments, there
it,
were funny moments.
I was just thinking, it feels like one of those Hallmark Christmas movies, but in an Avengers level
Yes, yeah.
setting.
Hallmark vibes.
Because it's like, you got to get home for Christmas, but
Mm-hmm.
we're dealing with like a mob and some other stuff going on.
Yep. Totally Hallmark material.
Yep.
But yeah,
Um,
similar. You know, again, it just made you feel good when you watched it.
yeah.
I watched it twice
And
already.
oh wow, yeah,
Yeah, all the way
yeah.
through. It was that
That's
good.
dang. Yeah, I'm like, but yeah, and like it's not that I didn't enjoy Hawkeye. He's definitely one of my favorites because he's one of the humans
Mm-hmm.
heroes of the supers basically. Um, like there's like Tony, Nat, and him apart basically. Well, like Cap,
Mm-hmm.
Hulk, and Thor were like the superhumans.
Yeah,
Um,
it did
yeah, and
have
they
a
had
dog.
a dog.
But okay,
Uh,
so I have to tell you. So, I mean, you guys know me. I I was on edge the entire show for all 6 episodes because I was like, oh God, I hope nothing happens to the dog. I hope nothing
oh
happens to the
yeah.
dog. So anytime the dog was on screen, I had to like cover my eyes. Another reason why I had to
Aw.
watch it the second time. Yeah, like so
Good.
in the first
All the cute
episode,
dog moments. All the
yeah,
pizza dog moments.
in the first episode when the dog runs
Oh
into
yeah,
the middle of the street,
in the freeway.
I fast forwarded through that part. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but I fast forwarded too much, and I missed the part where Armand dies, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what? What happened?"
Oh
I missed
yeah,
a whole chunk of the show.
yeah. I'm just gonna alright say it. I love Kate. She's
She,
so perfect. Like already.
she's so likable. She's down to earth. She's funny.
Yeah,
She's beautiful. She's
and
charismatic.
she's skilled. Like, but she's like worked for it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like especially I love how the opening did it too. Like we got to see like in the opening you get to see like all her training of sorts,
Uh-huh.
like her gymnastics, her karate, and so
Yeah.
we see like her struggle, but we also see her like uh like get better because like there's even like a point where it's like you see her in third place and then you see her in second place and then you see her in first,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like a slow progress for her. And yeah, and then I like, of course, even with all that skill, she's still, she doesn't have the experience of dealing with like what the Avengers deal with. So she's
Mm-hmm.
got to like learn that from Hawkeye, who
Mm-hmm.
is her favorite hero, which is it's really cool, like how she's so cute. I love how she's like fangirling, but at the same time she's like she knows when to be serious or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it was nice. It was interesting to see how she came to admire Hawkeye. There's a scene in the beginning
Yeah,
where like this, the city's being attacked and her father
Yeah,
dies,
from
and she looks
and
out
she
and she sees him,
mhm.
kicking ass.
She sees him from that one scene in the
Mm-hmm.
Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Which and it actually that was really interesting. I like how we kind of again it's like that's what I think. Because I keep hearing people. Is this interesting little thing or discussion was like people are not to say like bashing on Marvel movies, but it's like I feel like the Marvel formula or something is very I don't want to say stale or something, but it's like I feel like Marvel's now no longer like it's no longer like a series, it's a world. There's
Mm-hmm.
things that happen in this that they kind of have to like go back and forth on and reference and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like it's one of those like everybody who watches this like I understand this, I know what happened back then or something like that. So it's like it makes sense when you watch current stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like they mentioned the snap, they mentioned like New York City being attacked by Loki and stuff.
Yeah.
They even have the play, the
Mm-hmm.
Rogers
Oh my
musical thing.
God. Did you watch the end credits scene where they do that whole
Yeah,
thing? Oh,
I thought that was kind of. I mean, I was like, hey, they made it. Might as well like put the whole performance up. But that was.
I mean, it's like on one hand, it's like, oh wow, that's like really clever that they actually did this, but on the other hand, there was something very cringy about it.
Yeah, it was. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like some people were like, really, you made a play about this event that's not even like what 10 years old now. It's like it's pretty interesting. But I mean, yeah, it was a bunch of heroes and stuff.
um,
But
Jack. So yeah, Jack was the Kate's mom's
fiance.
fiance.
Yeah.
Well, I was with Kate initially, and I did not like
Yeah.
him. Like, I couldn't like him. I'm like, oh, this guy. Like, I can't wait till she exposes him and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I was like thinking, like, I was like, it's almost too obvious he's the bad guy. But it was like that's kind of the point or something like that. But no, actually, yeah, I like how he's at least trying or something. It seems like he was genuine, even though he's kind of silly about it. He is genuine.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of aloof to
Yeah.
a few things.
Yeah, but towards the end, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
he starts to grow on you, and I was kind of happy when we learned that he was just framed. It wasn't really him,
Yeah.
and I was able to appreciate him a little bit more. He is very endearing, and
Yeah,
he's funny.
yeah, and yeah. I just and okay. I think honestly, like when we get to the episode 3 onward, I think it was where the show really kicks off. But I love the part. Like I think my favorite part is like just Kate and Yelena interacting, like the macaroni and cheese moment they were eating. It's like I made macaroni and cheese. Like what? Well, you took forever. I was starving, so I made food.
That's not. I think that's not until episode 5. Yeah, when
Yeah.
their interaction. Yeah, I mean, Yelena's just hilarious. I mean,
Yeah, she was so. I don't. I rewatched Black Widow again, but it was like I loved Yelena in this because she was so. She's like in control, but she's also just like this. She's almost like a big sister here
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Um,
Hello, Captain
even-
Spike.
as yeah, like Kate slapping Yelena.
Yeah.
I love her Yelena's face. Like, really? Like, you what? She was so stunned by that, and she's just like, I did not try to kill you. I just, threw you off a cliff, but I saved you. I kept you from dying. But yeah, it's like basically this is like an introduction to our new Hawkeye and our new Black Widow with Kate and Yelena like taking up the new mantles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also this is another thing I love about the show is it felt like a very nice genuine passing of the torch
Uh-huh.
for Clint to pass it on to Kate,
Mm-hmm.
and Kate kind of slowly earning it too.
Yeah.
And a lot again we were like worried like what's gonna happen to Clint with Elaine and such, and then of course like is Clint gonna die in this show? But yeah, it was like so I'm again. This show really made me happy to like for his family, like especially him hanging out with his family finally. Like trying to get him to Christmas is like what it's like. Again, it feels like Christmas show. We're trying to get him to Christmas. We're trying to get this Clint to his family so he can celebrate Christmas because it's really sad those moments where he's like his kids are upset that he's not making it in time to celebrate these moments with them. It's like, oh,
yeah.
It's like they're understanding, but it's like, I want Dad here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like so on edge through the whole thing, like about his family too. I was like, oh God, I hope nobody like attacks them, or I hope nothing bad happens to them. Yeah. Especially when like Kate breaks into the apartment and she finds the list of his family members, their ages, like when she's going to the watch.
And what was that? Yeah, and his wife, like Clint's wife, is like, I love how she's understanding. It's kind of like she's so supportive or something, even though it's like a serious situation, and she wants to like be normal, but it's like I get you have serious business, or like I get it. Well, or it's like she even like helps him, like she's even like, okay, I can like.
I feel like I understand. I didn't always understand her reactions to a lot of things, between this show and like when we saw her in I forget what which movies they were, but I feel like I understand her a lot better now. After the ending.
Yep, she's she's an agent of sorts. She was a SHIELD agent.
I had to I wanted to look that all up to understand it.
Yeah.
And I forget what name they
Mockingbird?
Mockingbird, yeah.
Yeah.
They said in the comics she was Agent 19.
Yeah, I recently learned that too.
The watch.
Yeah. Agent 19 like what was I think Sharon was like Agent 13 or something, Carter. So it's like she was like a different agent or something.
Yeah.
And that's probably how they like that's how she met Clint and such. And they became a couple. And that's like a cool little history bit that I like. And yeah, I just one of those things where it's like, man, I like his wife. I like how she's very chill through this whole situation.
Yeah, but like now, like so, like there were things that bothered me. Yeah, like how relaxed she was about this whole thing. I was like, that's so unrealistic. And then I never really understood. Not that I didn't completely understand. I only understood a little bit her being so chill about Clint's relationship with Natasha. If my husband was running off with this gorgeous woman, spending majority of his time with her, I would feel a little threatened. But like, but then I was like, well, you know what, she, at least she obviously knows her. She knows she's safe with him. She's gonna look out for her husband. Like, so I was like, all right, I can understand it. But now, like, I feel like I really understand it because she's lived that life and she knows how. She knows what's at stake. She knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knows it's good to have somebody watching your husband's back. He has a partner. And this makes me like again, like we talked about this back in Endgame, but it was like I was upset that it was Natasha that died instead of Clint. But I feel like, okay, this kind of if Clint had died, we wouldn't have had this, and it would have been kind of sad to not be with his family. So it's kind of like I kind of now get why Natasha did what she did. I mean, I still felt like it was appropriate that she died from the beginning because he was the one with the family. He was married, he had kids. Like, not that her life is any less valid, but like if I was in her shoes and I had this friend who had a wife and kids to raise and, like, I would make that sacrifice so that they could go back to their family. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a halfway single person, it's just me. As long as somebody takes care of my dog,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Just take the dog.
She's on.
Yeah.
I know. She's not there. She's considered. Well, they got to that point eventually, but they had to start somewhere. Like I don't know. We don't know what their early relationship looked like.
Yeah.
The three of them.
Yeah, that is. But okay. this is one of those, like, I hate to, like, it's always one of those subjects that I keep mentioning, but it's like, I hate to bash on Star Wars. But this did, like Luke and Rey, this did much better with, like, Clint and Kate. Like, how they, like, the whole relationship between them, like, Clint teaching her and Kate trying to, like, impress him or something like that. I feel like this did it better than, like, how Star Wars tried to do with Rey and Luke.
It did, but they had more time. And Clint was against this at first, and he did at some point yell at her to go away. We're not partner. You know, he kind of had one of those Luke moments. But well, I feel like they you know, they had more time. You know, Star Wars had more time with that storyline. It could have fleshed out a little bit differently.
It is actually like, I feel like Marvel's like I said, like, I feel like this is the one show I like the most, but I feel like Marvel, it does better with the movies, and Star Wars is doing better with the shows. Like Boba Fett and Mandalorian and the Clone Wars and stuff. Now.
Wait, say that again?
Like, Marvel is doing better with the movies, and Star Wars is doing better with the shows.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah. For now, at least. But still. But yeah, it was just, when I saw the relationship they were having, I was like, this is what I was kind of hoping Luke and Rey would be like, was like Clint and Kate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love that moment where she basically, like, gives him Christmas when she, like, brings the movies and the pizza and, you know, all the like, kind of family time while they're discussing, like, their plans to take down, like, the tracksuit mafia.
Yeah, I like that whole scene. And, like, you see them start to bond a little bit, like, over, you know, archery.
She's like, is that, are you sure that's dry erase? And she's like, uh-oh. No, we'll put the tree in front of it. Now you can't see it. And then they talk about, like, boomerang arrows. It's like, they'll come back. Yeah, at us. You don't want arrows to come back at you. I just love that so much. We have, so Clint's, like, lost his hearing a bit. And that's actually something that in the comics is a character trait of Hawkeye. That he does have a hearing aid or something. He does. I don't know how he lost his hearing exactly, but I've heard about that, and some people have said, like, that they they wanted, like, you know, for like something from the comics to have Hawkeye, like, have the hearing problem that he has. And it's like, I guess this show kind of answers that, like, gives a reason, because he has been through a lot.
Yeah. Not only did Natasha sacrifice herself to save Hawkeye's family, but to save Yelena. That's very true. She was thinking about her sister at the time. We didn't know about her then. Speaking about Clint telling Kate to go away, how brutal was her mom reminding him about Natasha. Yeah, he was, like, reminded about Natasha through this whole thing, between the play and then her mom making that comment. That was when we start to kind of see that other side to her mom.
Yeah.
She's brutal, but then again, you know, she's mom. She'll do whatever she has to do for her kid. Yeah,
I totally, I would say, I wasn't sure if Jack was the bad guy, so I thought maybe it's the mom. But I was like, how would the mom do this? But it's like, maybe it is her.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, like, surprised, but it was like, okay, that's kind of a nice twist. Like, we think it's, like, we're following Kate, because it does feel like it's not, of course, Kate wouldn't think her mom is the bad guy.
I don't know if I'm wrong in this, but, like, I felt bad for Kate's mom, because from what I understand, she wasn't in this mess. Her husband was. Her husband.
Yeah, that's true. Technically, she's kind of, like, making up for what her husband was a part of.
She inherited this mess. So when you're listen, I'm from New York. When you're in that situation, there's nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I've seen enough mafia movies. I know these things. Like, there was literally, the way I look at it, there was literally nothing Kate's mom could have done to get herself out of it without herself dying and Kate dying. So, like, I understood her motives. And so I was really honestly surprised that Kate turned her mom in. and like
I mean,
shunned
her mom did kill somebody.
No, she didn't. I'm not saying that's not a big deal. Obviously, it is. Like, it's terrible. But like, what else was she supposed to do? And not that I would be in her situation, but like,
I do hope we get to see more with Kate and her mom at some point in the future because she's still alive. So yeah. I don't know if her mom is a comic character or not, or just there for the story. But again, yeah, and so we are introduced to a. So for you, this is a new villain. This isn't actually a Kingpin. Wilson Fisk. This is a comic book character, but this is also a character that appeared in the Netflix shows. In the Daredevil Netflix show. That was, yeah. He was one of the villains in that.
Fisk, was that Maya's co-worker person?
That was the guy in the white suit, the big tough
Kingpin
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Kingpin. Kingpin, his name is Wilson Fisk.
Okay.
Yeah. He's basically like a mafia boss of sorts, but he's also like superhuman of sorts in a way. He's able to he has like super strength of sorts, so he's able to fight other people who are like I think he's even like one of Spider-Man's villains at some points, and so he's kind of like the New York villain that some of the heroes take on.
Yeah, I was wondering if he had special abilities. I mean, only because when Kate was shooting her arrows at him, it did nothing.
He took quite a beating in this, so yeah, he definitely.
And it leads us to believe that he was shot and killed at the end, but I guess we don't really know that for sure.
Yeah, actually, there's actually a funny thing in the comics, which is I think they're referencing. He does get shot by Echo, who's that character, like also a comic book character. He does get shot, and he gets partially blinded for a part of time, but he's still alive. So I think that's what they reference, and I think that's what they're going to do with him. Is he's going to be blinded in the next time we see him. What happens with Echo and after that, we'll find out.
Maybe she shot him in the face, and it just blinded him instead of blinding him.
Possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I don't think he's dead. Even though it was made to seem like it was. But yeah, it's like, especially, yeah, since he's a character from the Netflix shows, and at the time Netflix shows weren't certain if they were canon or not because they kind of were. It's kind of like there's like the Marvel shows besides the Disney Plus ones, kind of are like a side canon or something. So it's not 100% certain whether they are actually in the main story. So this kind of more or less confirms that they are canon. Right. Like everything that happened in the Netflix shows still happened in the MCU, basically. Which is cool, yeah. Yeah. I'm happy about that because I recently rewatched Daredevil and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Because that made this even better. Meeting, seeing like all of the references in Hawkeye. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Christmas. This is a Christmas show.
So no, remember, I've only seen all the Marvel movies once. So when they were talking about Ronan in the beginning, I was like, who is this Ronan? I don't remember. Oh, Ronan. Yeah. I had to look it up. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think they call him Ronan in the movies, so that's understandable if you missed that.
Oh, okay.
I may have even mentioned it, but I think that's just like a little thing. But yeah, it was that's was the ego Hawkeye took up when he became the mob hunting dude at the time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I just honestly I was honestly amazed at how much I really, really loved this show. And like especially the characters. But yeah, I was like, I won't lie, like when I heard about like it's one of those things where like I worry about like when a character is meant to kind of replace another character like Kate. I was worried how they were going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like she did so well, and I love her already. That it's like I'm content with. I'm more excited to see what future she has in the movies or the show.
Is it like confirmed that that's the route they're going?
Yeah, I think that they're like slowly building like the new Avengers or the Young Avengers is what they're called or something. There's like basically Avengers that replace because we have Sam who's taking over Steve. I guess we have the Elena taking over for Natasha. We have Kate now possibly taking over for Clint. And Thor is technically still in it. And so is Bruce. But they might have somebody replace him soon. And
Tom Holland's already a baby, so.
Yeah. But yeah, like basically like the main 6 replacements of sorts. I actually kind of excited to see like this new era of Avengers.
Mm-hmm. They show you a lot, but did you all enjoy the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy? It added a bit of Christmas mischief to some scenes.
Oh yeah, I actually loved how they used the
music, yeah,
Christmas music in some of the scenes, especially that car chase too. I like how they filmed it too. It was like one shot for a little bit where they're spinning around and we could see it, and we hear like Christmas music too, because it was like I mean Christmas music has been used for like action scenes before, but I like how they used it for here.
Yeah, it like lightened the mood for the scenes.
This is like again, this is a very like light mood show.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so I do have to talk about one thing. So the LARPers.
Oh yeah. Those were our people.
So fun fact. I was a part of a LARP group.
Were you
for
really?
many years.
All right, we want to see pictures.
I can show you, but I will say that group was very different from the group I was a part of.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but this group was very silly. Like I feel like my group wasn't as silly, even though yes, we were pretty silly. We were from the outsider's point of view, but yeah, there was a very different LARP group than the one I was a part of. Yeah. So
did you have costumes?
Oh yeah, we had costumes. We had outfits and something like that. But we had armor and costumes and all that sort of stuff. Garb actually is what we called it because those like but tabards, all that stuff. Oh my gosh, you're just opening up a memory lane for me. Yeah.
Live action role playing. I didn't know. I just realized I didn't know what LARP meant. Live action role.
Oh yeah, live action role play. Yeah. Yeah, my group we had like foam weapons and beat each other up basically. Like it was I even made a lightsaber, like a foam lightsaber, so I could like be a Jedi in that group.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So actually, I could perform like Jedi fights and actually hit people. It was fun.
That's awesome.
At the time. Yeah. Yeah. This is a very different group. It was just funny watching them. SCA, that's another one I've heard of. Yes. That's the more physical. Like there's SCA and Melee. Melee was like a tougher. Like mine was foam. There are people that actually like will use like live metal and stuff, not sharpened, but they will like use real weapons of sorts, not to hurt each other, but they'll wear like full plate of armor and such. It's wild. It is really wild that LARPing groups. I wonder if the one that they used in Hawkeye is an actual group of people, like one in New York or something like that. Because I kind of want to look that up.
I'll have to see if I can find them.
Yeah, it's like I fact, I think I know somebody who went to New York and tried to mingle with a group there. So I have to like, oh man, this is like making me want to just look up a bunch of things, like talk to some old friends.
I have a good friend who belongs to one of the kingdoms. He was rated for the melee. Am I saying that right? Melee combat.
Oh, we had kingdoms too. Yeah, all that stuff.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it is a while. There's like a whole network of things. There's some serious stuff that goes underground, like underneath. There's like a serious business of sorts that goes on beneath all the fun and melee fighting.
Wow.
But yeah, I honestly, that was just so funny watching Clint like just go through the group of people, and he's like, I fought Thanos, and here I am just fighting a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they start to do fireworks, you know, because it's New Year's Eve. So now my dog has been freaking out. I have the air conditioner on, the fan on the air conditioner on, to try and block out some of the sound, but it's not helping.
You're letting cold air in. It's actually getting cold down here.
I know, little dog. I understand. I'm not too happy about it either.
You have any like earmuffs for her?
No. Oh wait, I did buy. Oh, you know what? I forgot that I have. I do have doggy earmuffs, but she doesn't really like them. Aww. But I have a pill that I can give her that relaxes her.
It's like a scarf, like just wrap around her face.
I know, Maggins. I know. I understand. I know. We all empathize with you. Now go to sleep. Go. I thought it was cool to see. So after we see Yelena at the end of that fight, in the beginning of the next episode, we kind of see what happened to her prior to that. She and another Black Widow
get snapped.
Are going to, continuing their mission of trying to, save
trying to free other Black Widows.
Mm-hmm. But then, when they're at this girl's house and she goes into the bathroom, at first I was like, what's going on? I was like, it looks like the snap or whatever, but I was like, I was trying to think. I was how
they did it differently from
I didn't know at
perspective.
What point this took place in the timeline. Like, I was like, is this at that time, or is there something else freaky going on? But yeah, so that was just like kind of. It's always crazy to see those moments in the shows and the movies when people come out of it.
Like, the snap again. The snap is like, it's like Order 66. Mm-hmm. It's like you see it from around the world, basically around the galaxy. It's like these moments, and it's just like. We sometimes cut back to it and reference in this person's past because it's now it's a landmark in the MCU's story. Yeah. Now.
Mm-hmm. So it had to be shortly after that, like when she realizes Natasha died.
Yeah.
It's gotta be shortly after that she goes to her grave and she meets Elaine. Val.
Val. Yeah.
Val with the fancy name.
That is actually because I just rewatched that. I was like, I actually now want to like figure out what's the situation here, because she's like, she gets, now that I think about it, but yeah, like Val basically gives her like the directions to Hawkeye, but I guess it must have been, now that I think about it, it must have been like Kate's mom that hired her. Like must have been talking to Val, and that's when the Black Widow ending scene happens.
I could see them being besties.
Yeah, and then of course that's when she gets to she fights Kate and Clint. Mm-hmm. And so did you expect her to show up in the show?
Yelena?
Yeah, Yelena.
Oh yeah, I think didn't we know going into this that she was going to be on it?
I think we theorized because of the ending of Black Widow that's probably where she's going to show up. Mm-hmm. But the show went on for a while, and I was like, man, she hasn't made an appearance at all. And then of course as soon as I say that, that's the episode she appears in.
Oh, I just assumed. You know what? I just assumed she was going to be on it. So, I figured at some point she was going to show up. Yeah,
and I'm glad that they kind of resolved this now.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like, and there's something which I made a comment about this, but I was like, I kind of understand why not, but I was kind of hoping that Clint also would have Yelena join the Christmas party with his family or something. That way, like, Yelena can see, the reason why Clint is
Oh, that
alive,
would have
like
been
why Natasha would save Clint.
that. You know what?
So
That actually would have been a really nice,
yeah,
kind of making it full circle.
yeah.
That would have actually been a really
Um,
nice ending.
but somebody says like, this person is like trained killer that tries to kill you and all that sort of stuff. Like maybe not the right person to bring to your family at the moment. Maybe you want to wait till they're safe or something. Like yeah. And to be fair, she is still. I'm not certain on her right now, but I'm like Elena. She's got a lot of contacts right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see. Mm. But yeah,
Frankie, your husband shows up with 2 women, and you were worried about. Wait, what?
What?
My husband shows up with 2 women.
Who?
Oh, I see what you mean. Clint shows up with if Clint were to show up with Yelena and.
Oh, with Kate and Yelena.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
meet these two.
Imagine Yelena meeting Clint's younger son and realizing he's named after Natasha.
Yeah.
Oh, is his name Nate?
Yeah, it's like Nate.
Aww.
But it was really gonna be because like back in Age of Ultron, it was like they thought it was gonna be a girl, but then it turned into a boy, so it was like it's gonna be Natasha, but then it's gonna be Nathaniel.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's like Natasha was like traitor to the baby. But yeah, yeah, and I think I also love the trick arrows where she's like Kate's like got all the arrows, and she's like, which one's this one do? Okay, what's one this one? It's like
I like the Ant-Man tie-in with the.
Oh yeah, the Pym arrows.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool. Yeah, that's one. I love that so much. I was like, oh, the show is good. The show is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so weird. I was like, it's always the things I'm not excited for that end up being the things I love the most.
Yeah, right?
For me.
Kind of catches you by surprise.
Yeah. I almost wish I'd done reactions to this.
Mm-hmm. Clint and Scott. Dad's got his.
Yeah.
Oh, and Scott.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gotta be Scott. There's no way Hank would like give him arrows.
I liked how she had the label maker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, to put the names on which ones they were.
Yeah. When they put when they were all making the trick arrows, and he was like teaching her how he. It's actually it's really interesting how like and then somebody's gonna mention it's almost like Home Alone, like this show. It's got that little bit of Home Alone vibe to it. With all the crafting stuff and the arrows. Mm-hmm. It's that Christmas and Christmas crafting. Mm-hmm. Oh, the owl, which I found out is actually like a real reference. So have you heard about the owl that was in like the tree, the Rockefeller tree?
I remember the owl. It took the truck away. What?
No, I mean like there was actually a real life owl in the Rockefeller tree.
Oh, really?
Like 2 years ago or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently, I guess that's why that's what this owl is referencing.
Oh.
Is an owl in the Rockefeller tree. But it it took those truck suit guys in the little car. Like, oh man, who knows what's gonna happen there?
My God, how am I gonna make it till midnight? I'm so tired.
see. Oh, Echo. Yeah, the deaf woman. I liked her.
Maya?
Yeah, Maya. Echo. Yeah, Echo's her hero name.
Oh, okay.
Maya is her real name, Maya.
Yeah, I liked her in this too.
Yeah.
And again, Marvel is really good about, like you can have a little bit of empathy for some of like the villains,
Yeah.
Like they're good at giving backstories, and so like you felt bad for her, and like you totally understood where she was coming from, and
Yeah.
And I was glad that I would like how they ended it with her taking down the Kingpin, and like her Clint making her realize what was really going on here, and she kind of came to her senses and she got out.
Yeah. And apparently she's getting a show.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I'm curious what they're gonna do with her and such.
I liked how they filmed the scenes with her when she was communicating. How like you would sometimes hear it muffled, or how they would talk really softly, and just the signing, I liked how they filmed those scenes.
I think that's another thing that I love about the show is it really kind of gives you a slight perspective on what deaf people, live with, like how you can't, both in that like her scenes and in the scenes with like when Clint he doesn't have his hearing aid and he can't hear his son on the phone, so he has to have Kate translate for him. And, like that was a really good scene. And she's actually like they actually had an actual deaf person, and they have I like again they're bringing in like sign language. That's a really cool like aspect that I like seeing, because I've learned some sign languages a little bit growing up.
Oh, cool.
And it's cool to see some of the things I've learned in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. It was just like, man, I don't know what it was, but I just realized I love this show.
Yeah, it was they did a good job with it. New Christmas tradition. Watch it every year.
Yep. Yeah. It's just there was like two things. It was just they made me like okay, and they made Kate like so good. And
they did.
I also I love the fight between her and Yelena a lot in the elevator and the hallways.
Oh yeah.
Where they're both like they're trying not to hurt each other, but they're trying to stop each other. Especially it's like, hey, push all the buttons. No.
Yeah, like a kid.
Yeah. And then she finally gets to push all the buttons. It's like, no, fine. What are we doing? I mean, let's Christmas Eve. Let's go have a drink. Okay, sure. After I kill Bart. No. Just gets kicked in the stomach. And then there's like some guy who's like working on Christmas Eve just in the middle of this. Oh man. Yeah. Out of all of the 2021 Marvel shows, Hawkeye I think wins for me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Yeah, so here we are at the end of 2021 and this is New Year's Eve to 2022. We have
lots of stuff in store.
Star Wars on the horizon.
Yay, finally, some more Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
What's wrong?
Both of you are wrong. Loki by a mile.
I liked.
It was a different story. It's just they're two different types of shows. Loki, I would
I'm not saying like they were all like I'm not saying Loki was bad. I just think I enjoyed this one. Something about this one, I think I just was able to keep my attention better.
Yeah, Loki was a really good story. Like it was very well done. But this is like it's a feel good show. Like I felt good when I was watching it. I'm gonna watch this again and again.
Yeah.
By a country mile, like a long mile.
Yeah.
All right, fine. We're wrong. You can be right.
Same thing with like WandaVision and like Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like they're both good, but again they're like very serious. Whereas this one was fun. This was a fun one.
Yeah, like they all had like a different energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like you felt different things when you were watching it. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, again, so good. And lots of great messages in there, and loved seeing Falcon, his journey and how he becomes Captain America, all of that. But it was hard to watch because of the getting the shit beat out of him.
It was very serious.
And it was sad. It was, people dying. Like, I could never watch that again.
Yeah.
Clip it. Wrong streaming service.
Let's see, what else? Yeah, I guess the next like Marvel thing for us is Spider-Man. As soon as you get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, whenever that may be, because shit's hitting the fan. I don't want to go sit in a movie theater with a bunch of other people with a recirculated air.
Yeah. But, I don't know. The theaters are probably emptying out, especially in January, especially for a movie after a few weeks.
Not necessarily. There's a lot of stupid people. A lot of people just don't give a shit. So I'm not putting myself at risk. What's his name? The actor.
Sam?
No, the actor who plays him.
Anthony Mackie?
Yes. He must be so devastated right now.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, today.
I know he had feelings for her. Oh my God, like
2021 just had to go out like this, didn't it? Betty White.
It's not going to be on Disney Plus. It's going to be on something else, and I don't remember what it was.
Right, yeah. Technically, it might not be on Disney Plus.
I read an article that it's definitely not. It's going to be on another one, and I can't think of the name. So Sony doesn't have a streaming service, right? What am I thinking of?
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to look it up. Just give me a minute. It is Sony. Okay.
Yeah, it's Sony, but I don't know if they have a streaming service.
Hold on. Where
Careful, but yeah.
Spider-Man.
No
way.
You said you've seen like Star Wars probably in an empty theater at some point, right?
No. Oh, this was the article. Hold on. Do you want to know when the movie will be out, or
Oh.
Stars, that's what it was. Stars, a streaming channel you can subscribe to through Amazon Prime Video in the U.S. early next year. Oh, so eventually it'll be on Disney Plus, but years down the road.
Or you could do what you did. What was it, like buy it on Amazon or something? What did you do? What did you do for like the Andrew Garfield?
YouTube. People just...
You YouTubed it?
I YouTubed it. Yeah, apparently there are people who just, they upload the movie, but they upload it in clips as to not get detected.
Dang. No,
good quality, though. It's not like it, lacked in quality, even though it was uploaded that way.
I didn't realize... I mean, I know you could do that, but it was just like, dang, I didn't know people were still doing that.
Yeah.
Usually people get on you for a lot these days. But yeah, we'll see. Whenever you have the chance or find the time, or
if I get a hazmat suit, between now and then, I'll go to the theater.
Yeah. But yeah. Next thing is Boba Fett for us.
Yep.
And yeah. So yeah, that was Hawkeye.
Yep. Yeah, so overall, guys, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
That's just
definitely
me.
good. Yeah,
Giving
give it a high
10 out of 10.
rating.
Mm-hmm. For 10 out of 10 for rewatchability and for feel goodness. Rent out an
Um,
entire theater. Listen, I ain't that kind of rich.
yeah, like just check like the just call like your theater, the local one of the and like
But
see like,
like,
hey, how full are the seats?
but like, I don't know about you. You know, you can out here. You can get tickets at the doors, so I could be sitting there, like, you know, you can look at maybe only 5 other people, but by the time like the movie starts or
Yeah,
5-10 minutes into
true.
the movie, half the theater is full.
Does your theater like have like a very like a back seats or something like a corner row that is like in a little slot?
In a slot, I don't know.
Yeah, because like
With
there's
glass
like the front
windows,
doors in the
I don't know.
middle, and then you can like go to like the very back corners that are like behind the doors, kind of a thing. Yeah, so
Not
like,
sure.
usually enough for like 4 people, and they're kind of there's like got an empty spot because usually I think they're there for like wheelchairs or something, but we usually gotta take those spots.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that was Hawkeye, guys. We enjoyed it. We loved it. Um, yeah. So now on to the next.
On to the next one. On to next year. On to
Yeah.
next year's stuff. So
Um,
thank you all for watching us chat.
I'm gonna head on over to Twitch, guys. I ain't making any promises. I'm gonna try to go as long as I can, but in case, it's for those of you who are not gonna come along to Twitch. Everybody have a happy New Year. Be
Happy
safe.
New Year.
Don't drink and drive. Um,
Yay.
but have fun.
Don't.
All right.
I'm also gonna say just don't be rowdy at the parties. Don't be partying much at all. Just have a good year.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Everyone be happy and safe, and we will catch you all in the new year. Bye, everyone.
Bye.